Two studies asked a question that sleep science has rarely examined directly. Do the bacteria in your gut causally affect how well you sleep? Not correlate with, not associate with, causally affect. That distinction matters enormously in science. And to answer it, both research teams used a method specifically designed to move beyond correlation. The results were consistent, and they pointed in both directions. Before we go any further, because this is curious and verified, here are the sources. The first study is titled Associations Between Gut Microbiota and Sleep, a two-sample, bidirectional Mendelian randomization study. Published in Frontiers in Microbiology, July 2023. The second study carries a similar design, Association Between Sleep-Related Phenotypes and Gut Microbiota, a two-sample bidirectional Mendelian randomization study. Published in the same journal, February 2024. Both links are in the description below. Everything in this video comes directly from these two papers. Now, let's get into it. To understand why these studies matter, we need to understand the problem with most previous research on this topic. Earlier studies on gut bacteria and sleep were largely observational. Researchers would examine people with poor sleep, look at their gut microbiome, and find differences in bacterial composition compared to people who slept well. But an observation like that cannot tell you which came first. Does disrupted gut bacteria cause poor sleep? Does poor sleep disrupt gut bacteria? Or are both caused by a third factor, diet, stress, or illness, that was not accounted for? To move beyond that uncertainty, you need a different kind of study. Both of these studies used one. The method is called Mendelian randomization. Here is what that means in simple terms. Your genetic makeup is fixed at birth. It cannot be changed by your diet, your sleep habits, or your stress levels. If a specific genetic variant reliably predicts the abundance of a particular type of gut bacterium, and people who carry that variant also tend to sleep differently, that is considerably stronger evidence of a causal relationship than a simple observation. You are using genetics as a natural experiment. The 2023 study applied this method to data from the MyBioGen Consortium, a large international database of gut microbiome genetics involving 18,040 individuals. The researchers cross-referenced this with sleep data from the UK Biobank. They tested 119 different bacterial genera against 7 sleep-related traits. Those traits included sleep duration, insomnia, and chronotype, meaning whether a person's biology naturally favors morning or evening activity. In the forward analysis, testing whether gut bacteria affect sleep, 42 out of 119 bacterial genera showed causal effects on at least one sleep trait. Some genera were associated with longer sleep duration. Others were linked to higher likelihood of insomnia. Others were connected to chronotype. The researchers then ran the analysis in reverse. Do sleep traits affect gut bacteria? The answer was also yes. Sleep-associated traits showed causal effects on 39 bacterial genera. 13 of those genera appeared in both directions, meaning the causal relationship between those specific bacteria and sleep runs simultaneously both ways. The 2024 study used a comparable design and focused specifically on insomnia. Using a similar genetic approach, the researchers identified several bacterial genera associated with a higher propensity for insomnia. Among them were Oxalobacter, the order Selenomonodalis, and the genus Eubacterium elegans. The researchers noted that some of these bacteria are known producers of butyrate, a compound involved in inflammatory regulation. They proposed that butyrate may influence inflammatory pathways in ways that could affect sleep regulation. The researchers were careful to describe this as a proposed mechanism, not a confirmed one. The biological pathway between gut bacteria and sleep remains an active area of investigation. What do these findings actually mean? Both studies suggest that the relationship between gut microbiota and sleep is not one-directional. It is reciprocal. Certain bacterial genera appear to influence sleep traits, and sleep traits appear to influence bacterial composition in return. The 2023 study described this as an underlying reciprocal causal association. This does not mean that improving gut health will automatically improve sleep, or that better sleep will automatically improve gut health. The studies identify a causal signal. They do not prescribe an intervention. Both research teams were transparent about the limitations of their work. The sleep data used in both studies was largely self-reported. Participants answered questionnaires about their sleep patterns. Self-reported data has well-documented limitations. People often misestimate sleep duration or fail to recall how often they woke during the night. Objective measurement, such as EEG-based sleep recording, was not used in either study. Additionally, Mendelian randomization, while rigorous, is not without constraints. The genetic instruments used to represent gut bacterial abundance are proxies, not direct measurements of the microbiome. And both studies were conducted predominantly in European populations. Whether these findings extend to other ethnic groups is a question that future research will need to address. These limitations do not invalidate the findings. They define the boundaries of what the evidence currently supports. So where does this leave us? Two independent studies, using the same genetic method on data from tens of thousands of individuals, found consistent evidence of a bidirectional causal relationship between gut microbiota and sleep. Neither study tells us how to act on this. Clinical applications are still in early stages. But the research does suggest something worth noting. The factors that influence sleep may extend well beyond the bedroom. Both studies are linked in the description, free to read, peer-reviewed, and published in Frontiers in Microbiology. As always on this channel, the source comes first. If you have a question about the research or a topic you would like us to cover next, leave it in the comments. Subscribe if you want more, and we will see you in the next one.